Paducah is in Vance's hometown of Middletown.
But first, the question for so many across the country becomes, well, we may know him. Who is J.D. Vance? Whether it's because of his writing or political career, his name has been well known for about 8 years, especially here in Greater Cincinnati.
And WLWT News 5 anchor Chris Jacobs has a closer look at who he is.
Well, J.D. Vance thrown into the national spotlight during day one of the RNC, considered to be a champion of the Midwest. Now everyone's trying to learn more about the Middletown native, including his journey from never Trumper to running mate.
We proudly cast our 79 votes for President Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance.
We say Ohio is the heart of it all. Now we have the vice president, or at least the vice presidential nominee.
It's been a fast political ascent for J.D. Vance. The 39-year-old Marine and father of 3 becomes the vice presidential nominee with a total of 19 months of Senate experience. Governor DeWine speaking on the nomination.
He really has an ability, I think, to appeal to working men and women. I think what President Trump did is to find someone who is younger, but who is very consistent.
Vance burst onto the scene in 2016 as an author with his best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, described by many as an inside look into the forgotten voters in the Rust Belt. But it wasn't until 2021 when Vance tried his hand at politics, eventually winning the primary and beating out Tim Ryan in the general election. He was sworn into office in January of 2023. Since the start of his political career, there have been shifts in loyalty for the young senator turned VP pick, even once calling himself a never Trumper. Vance addressing the shift in 2022 right here on WLWT.
I was actually a critic of Donald Trump in 2016. I did not think he was going to be a great president. I was very happy to be proven wrong. I think if you look at the prosperity that we had in this country, the rising wages, the fact that we were finally starting to take on China, I think those policies really worked for working people in our state.
Since that change, he has become an active surrogate for Trump on the campaign trail and a fierce Trump ally on Capitol Hill, even helping raise millions for the campaign. And in that same interview 2 years ago, Vance echoing similar talking points to those of his future running mate.
The question I'd ask people is, do we want to go back to the prosperity, to the rising wages, to kids thriving, or do we want to live the last 18 months of rising prices, rising crime, a wide open southern border?
We didn't hear from Vance after the announcement. He's expected to take the stage on Wednesday, followed by former President Trump on Thursday. Chris Jacobs, WLWT News 5.